Hey anyone, I'm Hawk, and today I want to talk about Rogue Trader. So, Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader is, in my opinion, the best 40k game to date. And I don't really feel like that's much of a bold claim, because despite the fact that there's almost 40,000 40k games out there, most aren't that great. There's bangers for sure, that's for sure, but most of those feel kinda rare. For instance, I grew up playing Dawn of War and its expansions. I own basically every 40k game to date, and yes, that includes the original Chaos Gate, though I haven't played too much of it because it's annoying, to say the least. I love a lot of these games, but nothing has really captured daily life in the Imperium like Rogue Trader, and that leads me to my first reason why it's the best. Rogue Trader shows us so many average nobodies and the lives they live. Yeah, we brush up with planetary governors and Xenos of all flavors and even space marines, but on the other hand, you get to travel around the forgotten bowels of your ship, for instance. You get to walk the markets and bars, the streets and cities, and in these places, you get to talk to the little guy. The people who the Imperium forgot, or never gives the credit they may be due. The people who can live their whole lives never even knowing what their leader's face looks like. The people who do work others won't, and you can even make an impact on some of their lives, for better or worse. Too often in all 40k properties, we see the big battles, the long wars, the politicking, and the grandiose leaders behind it all. We see grunts in the trenches, and even investigations in hive cities, but it's not too often we get to peer into the lives of the average citizen. And in most cases, it seems just as fucked up as you would imagine. Rogue Trader lets us even break the mold and have a positive influence on some of these people. And that's my next reason. In Rogue Trader, you can be the only Imperial with a conscience. You can roleplay as the, hard-ass commissar who grew up on Terra, being beaten and encouraged to harass and even assault his friends, sure. A good dickbag servant of the Emperor, but you could also have the opportunity to be a generally good person. And what's even better is that being good in the Warhammer universe, the 40k universe in particular, does not always lead to sunshine and rainbows. In fact, it can make the general situation even worse at times. That's just straight up good role-playing and writing, but it also shows you why most people are just straight up evil in this universe. When space magic from literal hell is real, and the threat of nightmares becoming reality is a normal everyday event, sometimes you just need to beat people to keep them from falling to chaos. But doing that could also push them right into the arms of it too. It's just dark. The whole universe is fucked, and the game can show you why the brutality of the Imperium is seemingly necessary at times. There's a whole argument for that, but I'm not here to make that. But that doesn't have to stop you from trying to be a good person. There's ripples to every decision you make in this game. And that's another reason. The role-playing aspect is just fucking superb. This is from Owlcat Games, who made the Pathfinder RPGs. They know their shit. They've cleaned up their prior mistakes, and they have a pretty refined formula for their RPGs at this point, and it really shows in Rogue Trader. Every decision you make, even if there are no immediate and severe repercussions, it still feels like there could be, and that's something that's key to a good role-playing game. Too often in games now, if you make a decision, you know the outcome will be either A or B. I don't know if that's because of bad writing and design, or maybe because I've just played too many damn games at this point. Maybe it's both or something else altogether. But Rogue Trader breaks that chain, and it's refreshing as hell. Every other Warhammer 40k game kind of follows the safe formula, and they're usually just about war. I get it, it's Warhammer, after all, it's kind of part of the package, but it's nice to be able to play in this universe without killing everything on the screen. And that leads me to my last point, its depth. every other Warhammer 40k game comes down to kill this and then run there and kill that, or tell your dudes to kill this and then to run there and kill that. And it's cool, don't get me wrong. Like, I loved Space Marine 1 back in the day, and I love 2 even more. I love Dawn of War to this day, the original all the way up through, well, 2 and its expansions. I love both Chaos Gates, though Demon Hunter is far more digestible today than the first Chaos Gate. I love Mechanicus, Inquisitor Martyr, and Sanctus Reach. I love Warhammer games. I've been immersed in this hobby from every angle for over 20 years at this point. From the tabletop to the books, the video games, and now the shows and short-form media on Warhammer Plus. But I kind of want something different while still being in the universe. Rogue Trader does just that, and you get to see the Warhammer universe from a totally different perspective and sometimes in a different light. You play as a privileged member of the Imperium who could do almost whatever the fuck they want. Making a game through the lens of a Rogue Trader was the smartest move in my opinion, and Alcat's next game lets us play as the only other thing I think could work in this way: a member of the Inquisition, another privileged individual who could do basically whatever they want. And I'm sure I'll love that game too. But it's just cool to be able to visit the 40k universe without having to kill everything you see. Being able to, maybe talk to people before you blow a hole in them. Ultimately, I think that Rogue Trader is the best 40k game to date and a damn good RPG in general. If you're a fan of the IP and haven't played it yet, I highly suggest you do so. If you aren't a fan of the IP, this is actually a really good starting point to get into it because they have endless information on all the big points and stuff you need to know to understand the 40k universe, at least to have a baseline understanding of it. There's dictionaries and encyclopedias, there's tips and blurbs. It's just a good place to start tackling one of the most complex, annoying, and detailed universes out there. But what do you think? If I'm wrong, if you think I'm wrong, tell me why down below. If you like this video and want to see more, be sure to like and subscribe, and if you made it here, made it this far, thank you for listening to another hastily put together Hawk Rant. Stay safe.
Hey, thanks for watching.
Give us a like if you enjoyed it, and dislike it if you didn't.
Let us know what you think about the channel.
And don't forget to subscribe.
Tell your mom.